I'm doing well. Everybody come on in. It is Wednesday night. It's time for Wellness Wednesday. It's time for the On Your Now show. I am your host, Tracy Berry McGee, also known as Divine T.
Hey, Divine T, it is so good to see you this evening. I am Yolanda Langford, and you know what they call me, Lady Yo.
Lady O. How are you, Lady
Yes,
O? What you
I
sipping
am
on?
fantastic, girl. Because of our guest tonight, I'm sipping on a little champagne because we have
Woo!
some awesome ladies on tonight, and I want to say congratulations to them and to you.
That's what's up. I appreciate it. Let me tell you something, y'all. When I tell you that tonight's show is on fire, we're moving all the desks. We're becoming the desk. We are the desk, and we have some amazing authors. There's so many authors that are part of this, and it's such a great experience that we can't even share all of them in one show. We might have to bring the other ones on. You would wonder what I'm sipping on because I feel like I'm stuttering and everything, but everybody's part. Y'all come on in and share with everybody. Gina, how you doing? I see you. Gina's here with us, and Eliani. Eliani's with us tonight. Good evening, Eliani. What's in your cup? Everybody, let us know what's in your cup. What you sipping on? We got a lot of tea to share. We got some exclusives, and we just can't
Yes.
wait to share.
Yes, well, Tracy, I'm going to ask you the magic question. What are you sipping on?
Look, I want to say I'm sipping on coffee, but I have been giving up coffee for the summer because I'm really trying to work on the caffeine and everything. So I have tea in my cup, a little divine tea, some tea. But I'm glad you got that champagne because we got a lot to celebrate. I want to make sure that you all understand that tonight is going to be lit. So if you haven't started sharing, you better share now, and you're going to have more to share. So we're going to bring everybody up because we don't even want y'all to wait. We just want y'all to start sharing and bringing everybody in. I want to bring in the visionary first. You know who she is, Lady O. You want to introduce her?
We have the one and only Precious Whitener. But let me tell you something, Tracy. I remember the first time we had her on the show when we were on Facebook only.
That's
And
right.
she said yes to us then. And I'm so happy that she said yes to us again.
That's it. That's it. Well, she's the visionary. She's the author. Unmute yourself and tell everybody who you are and why you are part of the Own Your Now show today and a little bit of what's in your cup. Talk to us.
Hey, ladies. Thank you so much for having me. I'm super excited to be here. Yes, it's a full circle moment, Lady O, because it was
It
around
is.
this time. Remember, I had just gotten engaged. I'm getting ready to get married, and you all bring me on to share my testimony, and I'm super excited to be here. But what's in my cup? I got a little cranberry mango, okay? I got a little cranberry mango.
And
Ocean
ladies and
spray.
gentlemen,
Ocean spray.
Ocean Spray. I have to just put some little something in there. She said when she first came on, she was just recently engaged. She is now a wife.
That's right. She raised her hand. She raised her hand to the dress. I like them nails, girl. I like them
She
nails.
said yes to the dress and yes to him, to Mr. Leon. And we're so excited. Tracy, we were there for that very moment when they said, I do. So, this is a full circle moment. Congratulations and welcome back, sis.
Hey,
Well,
thank y'all
look, we
so
got
much
to
for
say,
having
you
me.
said I do to the book. What made you say,
Mm,
yes, I need to
mm,
raise my hand to
mm,
this one?
ooh,
Because you
ooh.
got a story to tell. Talk to us about it.
Yes. See, that's my journey is always a yes. And I like to believe that anytime God gives us vision, it's so much more bigger than us. It's so much greater than who we are and where we are. And it's connected to so many other people. And so I said yes to this project because I was in the middle of a storm of my own. I was in the middle of a trial of my own. I was in a position where I was just trying to figure out, God, what does this season mean? I was trying to crystallize everything. I was shrinking. Come on. You heard Christy say shrinking season is over. I was shrinking. I was second guessing myself. You ever been in a place where you're second guessing yourself and you're wondering, like, do I bring value? Do I bring worth? And you know you do, but sometimes you find yourself in a situation where you don't believe that you do. And oftentimes what you believe is totally opposite of actually what's true. Right. And so I was in a position where I'm second guessing myself, second guessing my abilities, literally in the workplace. And I went back to it, y'all, when raising your hand was innocent. Raising your hand was okay. Raising your hand was pure. Raising your hand was suggested. And The very first time I learned that was at my first desk, and that was in elementary school, when I was told, if you need help, raise your hand. If you need support, raise your hand. If you have any questions, raise your hand. But how many of you all know that innocence wings along the way?
Yes.
What happened was I stopped raising my hand along the way because I thought I would be deemed incompetent, incapable, and not, you don't have the ability. You were intruder and you were imposter. But God took me back and he said, I want you to go back to when it was pure and move from that place. And don't move from the things that have happened along the way. Don't move from the trauma that has come along the way. Don't move from the things that have impacted you along the way, and go back when it was pure and raise your hand so you can get the answers you need. Raise your hand so that you can get the support you need. Raise your hand to shift. So when I shift, everything shift, okay?
Y'all put raise your hand in the chat. She said everything shifted.
As soon as I shift, but I had to be okay with raising my hand, because how many of y'all know so many people are afraid to raise their hand because they don't want to be saying, oh, who are you? What? Hold on, shouldn't you know this? Come on, y'all. Shouldn't you know this? You're incompetent, you're capable, you're skilled, you're talented, you're knowledgeable, you're educated. But there are times when you don't know and you need to raise your hand to answer questions. So my book is all about advocacy and knowing who you are and being okay with who you are and being okay with raising your hand. And so I said yes to this because it was bigger than me. I had a story, and so many other women had a story of how they navigated their purpose behind the desk.
All right. Y'all hear that? The purpose behind the desk. I'm going to try to do this because I really feel like it's important for all of the authors to be a part of this, because I think you all need to understand. You chose specific artists that you ask. I'm saying artists because this is a work of art for all of us. Some were first-time authors. Talk to us as we bring them up. Talk to us about what made you ask specifically these beautiful women.
You know what? Honestly, when I was thinking about this project and I first introduced it to my husband and I told him that I had the dream about the book, I said, okay, it's not just my story. The world needs other stories. The world needs other people. And so I started thinking about different women. I started praying on it, and I literally cast a large net. And I said, okay, God, wherever it lands, wherever this book means, make it land purposefully. You with me? Let the book land purposefully. Let this project, let this vision that you have, let it land where it's supposed to land. Let the seed plant and do what it's supposed to do. Water it. And after that, the women started trickling in. Women who I knew had a story, women I knew had a vision, women I knew had something to share, women I knew had a story. And honestly, some women I didn't even know would have a story. I just said, Lord, let it do what it's supposed to do purposefully. And I believe it landed exactly where it was supposed to land, with the women it was supposed to land with, and the stories.
I'm so excited. They're beautiful stories.
You know, one of the things that I think that stood out for me is that everybody's story is different. Everybody shared their visions on purpose, with purpose. I want to jump right in to one of our first guests, because you know we're wearing many hats, y'all, and so some of our guests got to pop in and out. But tell us, this sister, when I read her story, because y'all, Precious, let them know they can purchase the book right now on Amazon, correct?
Yes. Go to Amazon and purchase the book now. Download it now.
Yes. So I want to highlight our first guest. She talks about vulnerability. I immediately, when I started reading, because you can also get it on Amazon Kindle. That's where I got it first. But this sister, she talks about just being so transparent and vulnerable. This book is gonna make you cry. It's gonna make you scream. It's gonna make you shout. And if you know God, you're gonna run around in your house and be like, "Yes, I am free. Yes, free indeed. Yes, doctor. Please talk to us about your story."
Well, you know, first, Tracy, you know, I have to ask the magic question. What's in your cup?
Listen, I got some water, y'all. You want to know why? Because I was at the gym before I came home to get on here, so I need to rehydrate myself. So I have some water in my cup today.
Okay. Well, you know, I always say a healthy you is the best you. Well, you know, our owners want to know all about you. Tell us your title and talk to us about your contribution to Behind the Desk.
Yes. So my title is Discovering You Behind the Desk. And man, for me to break open this was huge, because people look at me and they see one thing, right? but they didn't really understand what I've gone through. I may look one way, but there was a lot of things going on inside of me because I can say of how I look. I felt like that at one point in my life, I had to degress myself. Come on. And so I had to really discover who I was. And I had to own who I was, right? And so I had to look deep inside of myself. So my chapter talks about an individual really looking deep inside themselves. I had to look deep inside myself and discover me, which means that I had to deal with some deep-rooted issues, right? I had to deal with some deep-rooted issues because my purpose was trapped inside of me, but I couldn't get to my purpose until I discovered who I was. Listen. So there was I couldn't get there until I tapped into Tori, right? I had to know who I was.
That's it. And, Tori, tell them the title of tell them the title of your story.
Discovering You Behind the Desk.
All right.
That's it.
And I think what I'm receiving and what I received was, many of us, like Tracy said, wear many hats, but who we are is the foundation. And I think that's when you had to say, who is Tori? What does Tori bring to the world? What is my purpose? And I think that's so important because we all get certificates and doctorates and we get bachelors and they become part of our story, but truly who we are is the most important thing, or most important thing a person could know about themselves, to know thyself.
Yeah, I love it. You all definitely need to read her story. And the fact that you're also a pastor, you was a PK kid, right?
Yes, and I also pastored a church.
Right. I think we lost her. She got to come back through. She's going to have to come back. She's going to come back in, y'all. Possibly she will come back in. But we want to make sure that you all understand that you got to buy the book to hear the whole story. Everybody has a whole story to share, and they can't share all of it today in this time, but definitely there's a time and a place for them to share it. So I want you all to definitely grab the book and look, we're going to keep moving this grooving, and hopefully we can bring her back up. But I want to talk next to Christian. Christian, you're up next. Tell everybody what's in your cup. What are you sipping on? And welcome to the On Your Now show.
Hello. Good evening, everyone. I have in my cup here, I have tea. I am a yogi tea lover, so I have some positive energy tea in my cup right now. My cup of happy.
I love it.
The title of my book, my chapter is Unearthing My Secret's Purpose. And I have notes here because I wanted to make sure I made it clear. The word unearthing is what I really want to focus on because the definition of it means to discover something hidden, discover something lost, something kept secret by investigation or searching. So what you'll unveil, like in my chapter, is me talking about how I've been on a constant journey of just unveiling things, just discovering things, moving one roadblock, one barrier out of the way to make room for new. Just saying that I'm still on my growing and transparent journey, just so that I can make sure that I am just being the best version of myself, but also making sure that I'm being realistic, right? Like I'm telling you all that I didn't just jump right into anything. I literally had to take my time. I had to own up to things and decisions that I made in order for me to be able to get to the place that I'm at. And I'm still not there, but I'm in transit. And I think that my word, if I had to focus on anything that's affirming that I believe that you will get, is to just learn to unleash. Just unleash is my word right now. And that means to just kind of just let yourself go with great cause, with great force, violently. And I realize that you have to give yourself permission to do that.
Yes.
And as much as we encounter so many different people, you still have to be the person to say yes.
Yes. We're glad that you said yes to the book. And I think it's important that everybody understands everybody's yes is different. But you mentioned your affirmation word for today. Tell us your affirmation word again. Was that unleash? What was it?
Unleash. And I really love it. I love it because it's an action to me. You know, it's like saying, I'm telling you to do this. I'm telling someone I'm doing this at the same time I'm telling myself. And I think that that's important because a lot of times we like to give things that we don't give to ourselves. But I'm on a journey where I'm me first. And then if there's space and room for me to provide to you, I will. If not, I will refer. And as a mental health professional, I kind of learned that space to capture that for myself first. I want safety for me first. And that's important.
Oh, yes. I hear all of it. And when you get on a plane, they say if something happened and the mask comes down, who do you put the mask on first? Yourself. Put the mask on yourself. So I love that. I love that you are putting yourself first. And then what did you say? If I have some extra,
I'll refer. I'll give it to you. But if not, I'm going to refer you out.
Because,
I'll refer. Yes. Tracy, I'm putting that in my repertoire. Somebody put in the chat, I refer. Okay?
That's right. Y'all know Keisha go get us. I don't know why Keisha ain't on here today. She was in the chat. She must be working.
She out there.
Well, we want to thank you for coming on, and we appreciate everything that you have done to add to the book. Like, it's just beautiful. Let me tell y'all something. I've been up a couple of nights now reading everything. So we know everybody's multitasking and you got to tap out. But we thank you, and we thank you for your affirmation word. Precious, is there anything you need to say about Christian before we get Dr. Tori's affirmation word and then focus on our next guest?
No, I'm just extremely proud of you, Christian. And I love that when I don't have extra, I'm going to refer out. Baby, I think we all can take that. Precious, when you don't have extra, refer out. Congratulations.
I love your energy. It's so infectious.
That's so it. You know what the word is? You know what the word I hear there is two words actually, is boundaries and self-care. Because if I overextend myself beyond my capacity, I'm not even taking care of you or me. But then I heard of boundaries because I got to safeguard what I still have left. Oh, come on now, don't talk to me. I know the therapist can agree. I still have to protect what's left. That's why I got to refer.
And it's hard. It is hard. So thank you, Christian. We appreciate you.
Thank you all, and congratulations to you too, Tracy.
Thank you. I love them. Let me tell y'all something. These women, they have literally filled up my cup. Everybody has something to share, and everybody is just truly, truly beautiful in all of their stories. And so I know they're multitasking and everything. Dr. Tori, you popped out. We need to know your affirmation word before you totally leave. I know we got to let other people in. Yes. And if you all get a chance, once you pop out, go in on the other side and chat with some of the folks that are out there sharing. But tell us, what is your affirmation word?
Transparency. Transparent. You're not living if you're not living transparently. You're not living if you're not living transparently. And then take your life back. Because if you can't look in the mirror at yourself and be real with you, you're not living. You're living in the shadow of other people, and you're not walking in your power. You got to take your life back.
Power. Yes. Y'all put that in the chat, y'all. Walk in your power. Okay.
That's it. Lady Yo, if we ain't walking in our power, what we tell you, that's what Owning Your Now is all about. What's wrong with you if you're not walking in your power? That's it. Y'all
Tracy, before we say, everyone hit share, please, because this is information that's so powerful that, if they don't get it from one of these beautiful sisters, they're going to get it from the other beautiful sister. But if in the collaboration, you going to get it.
You going to get it. I want to bring up another sister. I've been, like I said, reading everybody's story, and it's just something to be able to see that you probably will get a little bit from each person. But at the end of the day, they're sharing their story. They're being so transparent with the world. And I know that's a difficult thing. Look, Robert is like, share some more. Come on. Yes. Everybody is talking about what this power looks like. I want us to literally talk to another one of my therapeutic friends, Melissa. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. What's in your cup?
Hey, Tracy. So what's in my cup? I've been juicing. I'm in my favorite sweater weather mug, but I have fresh cantaloupe juice in here. So it's real good.
Cantaloupe juice. I have never drank cantaloupe juice. You
It's good.
introduced something new to me. All right, sis.
It's good.
Wow, cantaloupe juice. I haven't either. Anybody else in the chat has drank cantaloupe juice? Because I want to know. I want to know what's the benefits because I'm just gonna start juicing this week. That's what that was.
Yes.
I literally put it in my chat.
Yeah, cantaloupe
Somebody
juice
said,
is
oh,
good for
oh,
your hair, skin, nails, all that.
who
Absolutely. I believe I love some cantaloupe. I love some cantaloupe. Now, Tracy, we have to ask Melissa, what's your title and your contribution? Because we know you're a therapist. So we know you got some good words to share.
Absolutely. So the title of my chapter is Surviving Burnout, Realigning with Purpose and Embracing Self-Care. So definitely following Christian in all the ways in which she was preserving her and everything that is within her cup, referring out. I found myself in a place completely melting down and wanting to give up on a dream that God blessed me with because I was burned out. I went through a season of being very guilty about it, not being able to admit it, because I'm like, dang, I'm the therapist, y'all. I teach people this. I was practicing, but not enough. And I found myself during the pandemic as one of the first virtual therapy practices, having everybody, on my schedule to help them navigate a pandemic through technology. And it wore me out as I had to continue to take care of my home and myself at the same time. So in my chapter, I was very honest about the guilt that I experienced, the conversations that I had to have with God right here in this office, where he said, sis, you got yourself here, daughter, not sis, daughter, yes. Right? And I need you to fully surrender to give this business back to me, give the team back to me, give me the healing work that you do back to me. And I need you to consult me on everything that you do. I found that my calendar was filling up, booked and busy, but I wasn't consulting God and saying, hey, should I give this my yes? And because all the things that I was doing was great, I'm like, oh, it's a universal yes. I can do this and I can do that and I can do that. And he said, I never agreed to that.
Woo!
My word that I came up with is stillness. And it's not the most exciting word, but I found myself in a season of stillness for almost a year where I completely disappeared off the scene, off social media, off everything. And it was because God told me, you're not giving up on this. You're just going to do it differently. You're going to do it right. And the thing that rung true in my head during that time was, I need you to return to the original task. And the original task that he gave me was very simple. I complicated it. So I just wanted to encourage people through my chapter to understand that when it's quiet, you can actually hear the loudest, right? When you think about being at home alone, you hear all the floors creak, you hear the animals outside. And so it's important for us, as we're giving the world our gift, that we allow ourselves to quiet out the noise so we can hear clearly the person that gave it to us.
I love it. Yes, ma'am. Yes, to all of that. Yes. That is beautiful. Just to the point, stillness. Mm-hmm. And it's funny because it's hard for us as moms and daughters and sisters, aunties, to be still, because we're so used to people calling on us. And my family laughs at me sometimes. They come home and they say, the TV's not on? Nope. The radio's not on? Nope. Are you just in here by yourself? Me and God. Mm-hmm. God and I.
Yes. So get still. Don't be afraid of getting still. You know, don't worry about opportunities passing you by being still. And I've been walking that.
Awesome. Beautiful.
Y'all. Thank y'all so much.
Okay, Tracy. I see you, Tracy. I see you, Tracy. Feel it, because it is what it is. It is what we need as women. This is the point of what we are doing, because there's so many women who feel like we are feeling now. And if there's anyone in our audience that is feeling the same way, know that you're not alone. I think that's the most important thing for us to realize as women, is that we are not alone. We are not alone. And I know Tracy has tapped out for a second, but she back. And you know what, Tracy? That's great. That's fine.
Okay. And that's okay.
It's something reading her story, because we just all know as therapists that pandemic shifted everything in our life. It shifted everybody in negative and positive ways. If anything, it allowed us to be still and know God, and know that what we're supposed to do, it is our life work. But if it doesn't work, we have to let it go. Melissa, thank you so much. Thank you
all. Yes. Thank you all. And I'm able to still be here because of that season of stillness. I didn't give up. I'm still here. He's restoring everything because of obedience. And I'm grateful for that.
Won't he do it? Won't he do it? I can't wait to find out everybody's theme song. Y'all gonna have to catch the conference. You got to catch the conference. Thank you so much, Melissa. Y'all put in stillness. I know y'all putting it in. Oh my goodness. All right. Let's bring them up. Ebony.
You got to bring up the publisher later. We got to bring up the publisher real quick, because she got to go. So we got to get her on, Tracy.
We got to bring up Sierra.
Yeah, we got to bring Sierra up.
Okay, y'all. Sierra is, we call her Queen Publisher. Queen Publisher. She gets it all right. And y'all got to make sure that you all understand there's order in everything. And she is all about order. Talk to us, Sierra. Talk to us about the vision.
So, Tracy, we got to ask her what's in her cup.
Talk to us.
Water is in my cup. Water is in my cup. Yes.
Okay, now tell us all about the vision, ma'am.
Oh, my Lord, the vision. Okay, so my word, I'm going to just give y'all my word. My word is faith. Because without the faith, I wouldn't have believed it could happen. And before this even occurred, I was ready to close the doors to publishing anybody else's book. I was ready to stop writing everything. I was ready to put it all down and basically was like ready to let it go. And honestly, I had to sit back and sit still and, like Melissa, just be still with God and figure out where it was I was going, because I really didn't necessarily remember what my goal was. I stopped and I was just going and going and going. And when you just constantly going, you kind of forget what path you on, and you kind of forget who you touching. You kind of forget everything that God had planned for you. So it was a moment to where I was just like, I don't even want to do this no more, because I'm just not feeling it. I'm not in it. I'm with the wrong people. I just didn't feel it no more. And when Precious came to me about the vision that she had, I just knew that it was then that God was talking to me. He was talking to me because it was something, a collaboration was something I was definitely unfamiliar with, just as far as publishing and writing everybody's story at once. But it was also a confirmation that it was time for me to have faith and believe in what I can do, and to help multiple people at one time and not just one at a time.
Okay. Lean in. You had to lean in.
Yeah.
I love it.
And wearing multiple hats, being a mother, just doing it all. And that's what it's all about. She took the faith walk. They believed in us. And let me tell you, Precious, I know that she has to leave. Tell everybody about like all the authors, because she's at the end. She wraps it up and lets you all know why this is all supposed to happen. Christy was at the beginning. She's the forward, correct?
Mm-hmm. Right. Christy, we had it all planned out. Like it all worked out so perfect. And the ladies that's a part of this collaboration, it worked out so well. Everybody has a story that combines. It's like everything just intertwined with each other. It's like we all have these different fabrics, and everything we made a blanket with each other just to cover everybody.
You know what I call that, my dear? I say it's the fabric of life, but there's that golden thread, and that's who you were. You piece that beautiful quilt. And if we remember, our ancestors told us quilts tell a story.
That's it. That's it. It's the, I call it the fabric. It's the fabric in the bead. Oh, y'all got some. Make sure y'all read Jacqueline's story. It's so many stories. It's so many stories. Thank you, Sierra. Thank you, Sierra. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You, Precious. We got more stories to tell. We got to talk them through. Go put the babies to bed. Thank you so much.
Babies to bed.
We appreciate you. We really do.
Thank you,
Our
Sierra.
word was faith, y'all. It was faith. And everybody has a faith walk. I want to just test this sister out because she's like, I'm ready. Let me tell y'all about it. She's my twin. We got the same name. I want her to unmute herself and hopefully everything will be all good because I don't want her to stress at all. Tracy Lynn, talk to us. Good afternoon, good evening. What's in your cup?
Good evening. Yes, I was over here struggling. The devil was working, wasn't he?
But God worked it out.
Trying to block. God worked it out. Listen, my kids was working in the behind the scenes, helping me out over here. In my cup, I got a little tea and lemonade. I'm not gonna what is it? An honor. I can't say it. That St. Louis. Yeah, my St. Louis accent won't let me say that word. So
Arnold Palmer. Yes, indeed.
Thank you.
Tracy, let me tell you something. Just seeing your beautiful face on the screen makes me feel like an auntie.
Oh, thank you, lady. Yo.
You trusted us and came on Facebook. You came in studio, and we've been a part of your evolution. Ladies and gentlemen, she came on single, got engaged, and is now Mrs. White.
Listen, I always laugh because me and Precious, it was like our journey was so much alike. And then it was funny because then when I got married and she was Whitener and I was white, I was like, dang, we've been aligned for a long time.
Yes, indeed. And then your brilliance you have candles, you have tea, you have home fragrances. Let me tell y'all, she's gonna give y'all her information on that side. But I know everyone wants to know, what is your title and what was your contribution to this collaboration?
Yeah. So my title of my chapter is Strange Though, Perception versus Intent. And you have to read the chapter to get it, to understand where that comes from, because that strange though, is it goes all the way back to childhood. And it's really a story of finding my voice. It's a story of being able to use my voice, being able to feel confident in my voice. Just even talking about just the invalidation that I had for so long, the seeking external validation, and learning that I did not need to do any of those things, and continuing to grow in that space, because I think that's something that we all, as we journey through this thing called life, that we all just really, let me not put that on everybody, but there's a lot of people that struggle with that invalidation, struggle with finding that voice, struggling to speak up. And I really just wanted to talk about my journey and how I had to really just be confident and comfortable in the space and in the place that I feel like that God has placed me, and understanding that I have a voice that is worthy of being heard and is worthy of helping other people. And there is so much that I can share from my story and my journey, and just literally get into that place where I can just kind of work through those things. And just that it was having this chapter was really therapeutic, and even and confirming so many things for me. So I truly appreciate Precious for the ask, because the way that it really just kind of helped me get through articulating my journey and my story, it was so good. And it really allowed me to just kind of step into a new place and feel comfortable with everything that I have in the makes, and being comfortable with who I am, and knowing that I can do anything that's placed in front of me. And as you said, Lady O, I have my hands dipped in all kind of stuff, and I would question if that was okay and if that's what I needed to do. But I always seek God, and I always talk to him about my decisions. So even when everything is, when I'm laying up at 3:00 in the morning and yet another thing is put on me, it's like, okay, God, I want to make, I'll kind of take my time but I don't want to question you for too long. So what is it that I need to do? And so, that's really what my chapter is about. It's about that little girl that has grown into this woman that's able to be out here in this world and show up and, and just really be okay with everything that I feel like that I'm supposed to be doing. And I'm still not done.
I love it. I can't wait to see it.
Still not done.
Still not done.
Christian, she said, revisiting childhood experiences just with a goal to grow is worth the work.
Yes,
and she's so right. She's so right. We can't dumb ourselves down. We can't get small for nobody, for nothing.
Yeah.
And not only that, she's a coach. Okay.
Yeah.
Quit playing, girl.
Listen.
Quit playing. Validate yourself.
Yeah.
And we're here to cheer you on.
Thank
Lady
you.
O always says, what you say, Lady O?
I'm your biggest cheerleader with the shortest skirt.
I love it.
And that's what we
got them legs, y'all.
Yes.
So we love it.
We're celebrating you. We're celebrating you.
Thank you.
Did you tell us your affirmation word?
I did not. So my affirmation word is release. And I chose that word for obvious reason. Releasing everything that's inside of me, releasing all of the old, releasing the new to put out into the world so that I can keep pouring out what it is that I have to give.
That's it. All right. Yes. Pouring it out in the candles and everything else.
Everything.
Thank you. Thank you, sis. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you. Yes.
Loving every minute, y'all. I'm loving every minute. Bring up our next guest, Tracy.
Yes. We were supposed to have a specific order, and I probably messed it all up, but I'm gonna go ahead and let Sunshine speak to us, please. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Someone's gonna be listening. Talk to us, Dr. Eccles. Unmute yourself. Look at her. She's like, okay, let's figure this out.
You would think after so many years of COVID, I'd be used to this by now. But yes, hello everybody. I am glad to be here, and I want to tell y'all what's in my cup. I have water because I feel like it is very important that we replenish our body with what we need and cleanse it of all the stuff we don't need.
Yes, our co-host calls that STL water. She said STL water is the best.
Hey, Shameen Clark Hubbard. That is the older woman, Shameen Clark Hubbard. Always talks about that STL water. And you know what? Cheers to you, Dr. Eccles.
Yeah.
We got to get this started. Tell us, what is your title and your contribution to the book?
So my title is Freedom. Hey, you. Because on my journey of behind the desk, it was just all about finding what freedom meant to me. Like, everybody paints a picture of what freedom should look like, and a lot of times it's monetary. And to me, it was really time. So I talk about my journey of how I was able to gain my time and how I'm able to actually allocate it however I want. Now, it's mine. I get to take my kids to school. I get to pick them up from school. I get to be at all the dance recitals and the pageants and all the stuff that I feel like is very important to be a part of as a parent. And I'm able to do that. So my word is balance, because I'm involved in a lot of stuff. And when I was asked to do this, I was preparing for my dissertation for my doctorate. Like, I was like, I don't know if I can fit this in. But because I am very well with balance, I was able to set my schedule. I was able to do some things here, move some stuff around there. And I have an amazing support system. So I was able to say, hey, can you do this for me? Can you handle that? And like, sometimes I don't even have to ask because they're there like they're supposed to be. I feel like a support system is just like mandatory, and it's what helps us be balanced in life. So yes, my chapter is all about freedom. I actually talk about steps to freedom, how people who are inquiring or aspiring to gain freedom, steps that they can take to actually achieve that for themselves as well.
You said something about time, and isn't it Congresswoman Waters who says, reclaiming my time?
Yes.
And reclaiming your time is important if you're seeking freedom.
Mm-hmm.
because people will knowingly and unknowingly take up your time. So part of getting to that freedom, I think, is reclaiming your time. And I love that you said, "Is that you?"
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, because oftentimes we see stuff and stuff is brought our way, and we are questioning whether or not that's the next steps we need to take. We are questioning whether or not if it was God sent or if it was something else in disguise. So it was really important for me to understand that this was my time to take my leap.
Okay.
Yes.
And it only was given to you through God and freedom.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all got to buy it. You got to buy the book. You just got to go to Amazon right now. You just got to buy the book. I can't keep telling y'all this over and over again.
Let me tell you something. I'm going to say this. Get it and a few more to put in some stocking stuffers, to give for birthday gifts. I mean, how dynamic is this to give another woman this opportunity to be in this collaboration with all of you beautiful ladies?
And they all have a voice. They all have a voice. We got one more coming up, and we got to make sure that y'all hear her because she's so powerful. Just being these are women, Lady O. A lot of them I've never met before. It was my first time meeting them, but it won't be. It's not the last, and we got a journey to go through together. A journey to go through together. Yes. Ebony Robinson. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, sister.
What is happening? How are you guys doing? Good evening, good evening, good evening. I'm so excited to be here with you amazing women. I'm excited to be able to just talk about, right, leaving the unknown, right? Leaving the known for the unknown, right? And just that journey. But what's in my cup? I got this awesome cup to remind me that I am woman.
You got that at a conference, at a church conference.
You know I did.
Remarkable women.
Church, where I got a chance to see Sarah Jakes for the first time. And I remember that cup because it was like chrome. And if you know me, I love color. I like everything that glitters and shimmers because I think we should be a light, right? I don't think we should be always. Coincidentally, I'm in black today. I'm really not in black, but this is our brand shirt and I was doing some work. But I am woman. It reminds me to lean into the vulnerability of a woman, lean into the femininity, right, of who I am. And so in my cup is lemonade because, listen, sometimes this is summer. We're getting ready to wrap up, honey. And so it's nothing like, teeing off a summer, no pun intended, with lemonade, in your cup. All right.
I love it. Well, we want to know because we know you bring in something, girl, with all that energy and all that I am woman. I knew that cup because I was at that conference too. So I feel you, sis. What is your title and your chapter of that book?
So leaving the known for the unknown. In short, what does that mean? That means how do you get to a place to leave the comfort zone, right? How do you push through your own, right, complacency, your own fears, your own lack of trusting in yourself to get to a place that you don't always know, but you know that you're missing something. So it's that struggle, that innate ability that we have in ourselves to try to find a road to clarity because we're trying to understand. I know, I feel, I sense that I should be doing something different. Why am I still here? Is it because of the comfort of the check? Is it because it's the status quo? Is it because you've worked so hard to get here and you just got to be at this desk? You just got to have that title, right? Or is it time for you to step back, to acknowledge that I have to change? Something in my life needs to change in order for me to reach the divine destiny that God has for me. I'm not being overly spiritual when I say that, but there is innately in us, okay? We all have this divine thing. It's called a gift. And it says, for me as a believer, I truly believe that your gift will make room for you. So the minute we start to believe and trust in our innate giftings, the things that you do in your sleep, the things that just come easy and people start asking you, do you do this for a living? Those are those innate things that happen within us that really create something. And so in the chapter, I get a chance to be a part of this under the visionary leadership of Precious is to add about the desk. And the desk for me is symbolic to role and responsibility. Because if you would have asked me 10 years ago, would I be at this desk? I would have said, girl, what? I remember watching Boomerang, okay? When she having her little briefcase and she walking, I said, well, I want to be a leader in the boardroom. I want to be at the table, right? I want to be at the desk, right? And the trajectory was different though. And God was just really kind of moving me in a way where I didn't really know. But I said, something's gotta be on the other side. It's gotta be a setup. I started to tell myself that. All of this, leaving Minnesota, moving to St. Louis, back home to where I was born and raised, and not knowing, okay, what was going to happen next. Yet we had a vision, right? So again, giving myself and my husband, trusting each other with our gifts, trusting God to literally let those gifts make room for us. And now we're here today. And so I get a chance to bear witness to that journey of leaving the known for the unknown, successful career, you know, and it was that prime breeding ground for what God has allowed me to achieve at this desk. And I would never take that for granted. And I always tell people, everything you do is a setup to get you to your divine destiny, but you won't know that all the time. It don't feel good all the time. You won't know it.
You know what? Sis, you, what I hear from you is you gotta, I'm a farmer's daughter, so I always refer back to the farmer's daughter thing. Everyone thinks it's about when you plant, how you plant, what you plant. It's about how you fertilize the soil.
That's it.
Come on.
It's the fertilization of the soil. Because if your soil is fertilized correctly, you can grow anything. Anywhere.
I told you. Woo!
You know, there are people, they have those hydroponic planters. They're not even in the ground, but they got the fertilized soil. They growing lettuce, they growing bell peppers, they growing food to feed their family and herbs. So you fertilized your soil. Your soil was fertilized, and that's how you are able to grow. And now you're reaping the harvest. Don't get me started.
Woo, well, come on here. I received that today.
Unmute yourself. Let me tell y'all something. This is why I've been up all night and I still look good, because I've been reading and pouring into my soil, okay? My foundation is solid because I am not behind the desk. We are the desk. We putting the desk up. We raising up our hands. We saying yes to our gifts. Like, Ebony, girl, what's your affirmation word?
Affirmation is permission. A lot of times we are seeking permission externally, okay, versus saying I can, I do, I have permission to be who I innately am called to be. Okay, that's a good feeling when you start to recognize that when Tracy recognized, hey, I got something to add here. I am a life coach. I'm coaching people in my extended family. I'm coaching people that I meet and greet. You start to know that I can do that. And hey, I want to affirm you when you want to be in peace and quiet. I'm going to give you a candle so you can affirm yourself and have that moment. When Precious speaks, you know what I mean? She gave herself permission to, despite any role and responsibility she had, she gave her permission to make deposits as needed, okay? And just to see what she has done, even in the midst of her own personal journey, she still felt the call to make the deposits, to make the connections, and we get a chance to experience the tangible representation of, one, your gift making room for you, but purpose making an impact. And that's one of the last sections of my section, is that once we get in together, we get it aligned, we acknowledge, we start to change some things, we do some things to say, oh, I got permission. Baby, your purpose would allow you to make the impact that we all need to.
Baby.
Yes. Listen.
Listen. Like, woo! Oh man, I feel like we went to church on a Wednesday night. We'll all be here, same place, same time, to next Wednesday night, because this is what it's all about. Christian says, make the deposit. Lady O, she says, say it, fertilize your soil. Everybody that's still in the chat, y'all need to drop y'all affirmation words in the chat. This has been powerful. It has been absolutely powerful. You know, Precious, I remember that some of the ladies said that this was their first time writing a book, and to be #1 bestseller coming out the box.
Hold on, Tracy. Hold on. That's a Lady Yo exclusive. Drum roll, please. want to introduce to some, and some may know these ladies. They are the authors of Behind the Desk, and they are a #1 bestseller.
That's it. That's it. That's it.
That's your
it,
exclusive.
That's it. And if y'all don't know, you know now. You better get the book while it's hot and it's on the press right now. Oh my gosh, Lady O, it's just been an honor to be a part of this. Precious, how does it feel to come out the box? #1.
Whew, it feels absolutely amazing. I'm still pinching myself. I'm still trying to soak it in. I'm still I'm in a place like it really happened. It feels like I just got the vision. And it feels like he just gave it to me. And the fact that the guy just gave it to me and the fact that it is done is like, dang, that was quick. But it was 5 months ago. But it was quick. But it was 5 months ago. And so it feels amazing. I'm so excited for myself, but more importantly for the women, the people who are connected to them, the people who are connected to them, and the people who are connected to them. All I see is a ripple effect. I see a domino effect. I see generations of people who understand the shifts they can make behind the desk. It's bigger than you. It's the next generation who needs to know what they need to do behind the desk, who needs to know how to move, who needs to know how to shift, who needs to know how to find balance, who needs to know how to be still, who needs to know how to find their work, like who needs to know the impact. That is a generational move, if you ask me. And so for me, it feels good to be called to the ripple effect.
That's it.
I love it.
It feels good to be called it's bigger than you.
Yes. You know, and I want to start a challenge, Tracy. Ladies and gentlemen that are out there, because we do have some gentlemen watching, buy one for yourself. And as our children are embarking on their next journey into college, I challenge you to buy one for a college student.
Yes, that's so good. That's so good. I love that because again,
I challenge you.
It's so many stories that are going to connect. There's a story for that. They come up against something for self-care. There's a story for that. They come up with something in corporate spaces. There's a story for that. They come up with something to challenge of their identity. There's a story for that. Like there are stories.
Yes, there's stories from mothers that are breastfeeding, that are going into their next now, that are owning their now. There's just, oh my gosh, the teen mom, like everybody. Lady O, it's good stuff, y'all. It's good stuff. But Lady O, we didn't ask you your affirmation word. Please share your affirmation word, Lady O.
Tracy, after just listening to these beautiful ladies and knowing some of them personally and the honor of meeting some of them for the first time, the word I'm going to choose is collaboration.
Collaboration.
So many of us as women are afraid to collaborate. We think we have to do this journey on our own, but God shows you the path, and it's okay to collaborate with another individual who has a similar, not the same, because who wants to be the same as someone else, but has a similar path as you. And when you collaborate, you shine the light on the pathway for the next young lady, for the next generation, for the next builder of legacy. So my word is collaboration.
I love that. Well, you know, my affirmation word for tonight is complete. And you know, we always say that as women, we have to let other young women know we don't compete. We complete.
Yes.
We complete. So as we walk into our next part of our journey, we hope that you all have enjoyed tonight. We hope that you all go and purchase your book, because Amazon Behind the Desk is fully loaded and it's ready for you. It's raising his hand, say, come on, pick me, come on to the table and move out the way so that you can read the book. And when you unleash everything that's within that book, you will be able to refer others out the way to understand that you are in touch with transparency, and knowing that in the midst of stillness, you will get everything that you need when you take that faith walk and you release all negativity and find the balance that you need. You won't have to ask for permission, because you will know what collaboration means, because you will be complete. We thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for being a part of the Own Your Now show. And Lady O, what do we let them know?
You know, I'm sending vibrant vibes of peace, love, and positivity.
We'll see you all next Wednesday. Bye-bye, everybody.